Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly reading for the collective. This is for November 13th through 19th. First of all, you guys know the drill. Please like this video. Make sure these are even. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. We have over 1,000 subscribers. That is amazing. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Share this video with anybody that maybe needs to hear this reading. And I just also want to say thank you for all the well wishes that I received about my cat. That is so sweet. I forgot I even mentioned it this time. Last time I recorded, she was in the hospital and she's out. She's with me. She's not eating that much, but hopefully she's recovering. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good energy out to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, that's it. I'm not going to talk too much. Let's just get right into it. Let's see what the energy has in store for us this week. Let's take a look. All right, guys, what do we need? The Fates. Okay, the Fates is always about, I don't love the word destiny. I've said that to you guys before. The Fates kind of aligns with that destiny. Sometimes I look at destiny as our soul's work, like what we're here to do to achieve these lessons that we need to learn and we need to grow. So that's really our soul's work. So that kind of fits in with the Fates as well. So basically putting all those together, that's really kind of what we need to be doing. To me, it kind of feels like, we're centering on our soul this week, which means that we need to really kind of figure out, not exactly, that could be part of it, like what we desire. Soul desires is obviously part of it. But really kind of what we need to learn, what we need to grow. Maybe some of you guys are closing up lessons in your life or finishing up growth. I'll get more information as we go along because we'll see if I get any type of ending type energy, which I think we got a little bit last week. And we did definitely get more so that wow, I can't believe I remember this. This means my brain is healing. We were moving more into passions, what lights us up, like that kind of thing. So that makes sense. Like I said, it comes from a soul place. That's like, I would consider that soul desires. So this is really saying like what, let's look at things from more like a soul level. What is the soul work that you need to do? And you guys notice that, and people that follow me on Instagram, you know that I changed my name Soul Work with Justine, and I call this channel that because that's really what it is. We're talking about the soul here, guys. Obviously, we all have egos as well. We're all, full human beings, and we're very complicated in that way. But really, this is, what are we here on this planet to do kind of thing. Let's pull another card so we can get a little bit more clarity because sometimes the action needed is going to clarify that. Okay, we have trust and thrive. Okay, so what we need to do is, actually this was a daily. So if you guys are subscribed to my either Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok, I put them on YouTube Shorts. I do a daily reading. We had one the other day about the universe wanting us to trust. The universe doesn't want us to do more. The universe wants us to trust. Even though this is a lot of masculine energy coming from there, this actually just feels more so like we need to kind of take a break from our masculine energy and really just trust that things will be kind of working themselves out, that we'll be able to thrive. So putting these two together, this really has something to do with your soul's work. So whatever you're working on, guys, I have so many lessons that have come with the last 2.5 years of what I've been through. Long story short, I think most of you people that are regulars, at least, or have been following me for a while, know that I've been going through some health stuff. So it's a physical healing journey, very different from my original emotional and spiritual healing journey. Now it's mental and physical, but anyway, when this is how this would apply is trust that everything is going to kind of work itself out. I do feel like I'm very close to the end, and that has something to do with what, there's no way, shape, or form that I ever was going to not learn this lesson in this life. It's fated, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So that's how I equate it. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. You know, I don't really love talking about myself and throwing my own examples in here, but sometimes when I pull it from thin air, it's not the greatest. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. Sorry, it's a little confusing right off the gate, but think about something that you feel like is your growth in this lifetime. Something pretty big too, I will say. Something like pretty big that's really, think about like, you know, a long stretch of time, you know, the last 6 months, the last year and a half, 2 years, mine is 2.5 years. What have you been learning? What have you been going through that you really feel that your soul is craving that growth, you know, where you feel like, oh my gosh, this had to happen to me to learn X, Y, and Z, okay? And so when it comes to that, Spirit is asking us to just trust, take a break in, you know, whether you would call it a healing journey or just take some kind of break and really trust and really cultivate that. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but again, I would say think big with that. Like, what is the big thing that you've kind of been going through? That's what is Spirit is referencing. Okay, we have the athlete, but it just came in the shadow. You saw I was going to put it upside down. Misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends. False sense of invulnerability and entitlement. Okay, so athlete is about going the distance. So for me, don't pay attention to, you know, these are oracle cards. I don't think I say it every time, but I think it's pretty obvious. I have some cat hair here. I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not using tarot. I am using oracle. So it's not always literal, doesn't always mean the same thing. So I read intuitively. That's why I call it the intuitive card reading. Anyway, I'm talking too much, guys. So for me, the issue with the athlete is not going the distance, not having the willpower. Okay, so I think a lot of us are going to have some issues with willpower this week. It's very interesting. It's coming off of what I just said. So maybe we're not going to be able to stop. Maybe we're not, like, it's kind of like when you hear willpower, it almost seems like go, go, go. But right next to the action needed, it's kind of saying, actually, Spirit is asking us not to go, go, go. It's asking us to trust, not do more. So maybe that's where your willpower is. You want to do more, but Spirit is asking us not to do more. Don't go, you know, overboard. Now that I think of it, one of our dailies also the other day was about doing more. Like, I got this card, I got this feeling that like a lot of us were just like overdoing it. Whatever that thing is, right? And yeah, it could be referring to what I'm just talking about, that big thing that's kind of been a big elephant in the room for the last, 6 months, year and a half. Guys, when I read those cards about limbo, when I've been talking about limbo, we're in between these two worlds, the old us and the new us, our old life and our new life. I'm kind of talking about that. What big thing is kind of going on in your life, right? You're in an in-between. But anyway, sorry, I use that as an example. I'm not necessarily feeling that right now, but what I'm trying to say is that a lot of you are going to have issues with going the distance, with not going the distance, but because that's not go the distance card, with willpower, I will say, because they are different. So basically, something that you need to do, you're going to have trouble cutting back and not doing it, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind. Okay, challenge. Right. Okay. So really straightforward, actually. And you guys know that I put the challenge and the change together. So this is pretty, straight to the point. This is the Ascended Masters cards deck. And so we're going to have issues writing. This could be something literal, where maybe some of you guys are trying to write what's been going on in your lives into a book or something, or you've been having trouble getting your feelings out. Maybe you used to journal and you're trying to get back into it and you're having issues. So I just see a challenge in writing, but also too, it feels like getting your feelings out or getting out what you want to say. That's going to be very challenging. It doesn't have to actually translate to actually writing it down. It just feels like a communication issue, since writing is a medium. But for most of you, it is going to be an actual writing situation. Okay, what do we need to change? Exchanging gifts. Okay, so this is about balance. This doesn't necessarily mean actually giving gifts and receiving them, but it does have something to do with give and receive. So that's going to change. So that makes me happy, because I'm definitely getting this feeling of balance. So a lot of you guys are going to be moving more to a balanced place in how much you give and how much you receive, and that's really positive. Okay, so I will say that. So that makes me happy, talking about what we're, in the beginning here, where we're talking about, our soul work, whatever we've been going through. It's trusting that everything is going to kind of work itself out. And it's almost like the universe is rearranging things so it feels more balanced. So I love that. Could also be an energetic thing with feminine and masculine energy. Focus. We have Night. Be brave and honest. Okay, so this is about I think we got this in Action Needed last week. That could have also been in the monthly too. My memory's not that great quite yet, but basically it's saying to focus on being brave and honest and standing up for what you believe in, speaking the truth, that kind of thing. So that to me feels like it could be connected to the challenge card there, that right card, because again, that's about like kind of communicating and getting something out. That's the feeling that I'm getting. And so we should really focus on being able to communicate that. What I'm definitely getting intuitively is like we're having trouble communicating it doesn't necessarily have to be like what we need, but there's something that we need to communicate that we're having trouble with. So a lot of you guys this week are going to kind of come up against that, and Spirit is pretty much saying, because it's a huge challenge this week, we need to really focus on getting it right. So an example that's coming to my mind is if you're in sales, for example, and your sales pitch is something that has been a challenge for you lately. Maybe you started a new sales job and it's really hard selling whatever you're selling. Maybe it's a product, whatever. Maybe it's a service. But Spirit is asking you to focus on how you communicate it, and how you communicate it in an honest way, how you communicate it in a way that you're speaking the truth, that kind of thing. So focus on that, because that would be really, really helpful this week and help to bring you more success. That's the feeling I'm getting, at least. All right, what do we need to reflect on? We have Thief sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Okay, so okay, how do I explain this one? Oh, excuse me, guys. This feels like protecting what we have, making sure things aren't, that things aren't taken from us, for example. So I'm getting this feeling of like original ideas. So this is kind of specific, but I'm going to go with it. I know this is a reading for the collective, so there's a lot of, variety of different people watching this, but it almost just feels like reflecting on like an original idea, and something that is like so good that you'd almost be like afraid somebody's going to steal it, or it's been done before, or something along those lines, and reflecting on that. I've been watching a lot of Shark Tank, so that's the first thing that comes to my mind is like, I don't know if anybody loves that show, but I absolutely do. But it's kind of like, people don't start their ideas because they're afraid other people are going to steal them, or they get a patent or something like that. But this is really about something that cannot be stolen from you, is basically what Spirit is saying. Is like nobody can take this from you. Your fear that somebody can take this from you is just irrelevant, like that kind of thing. So reflect on any type of idea. Again, it doesn't have to be like to start a business. I'm not going to lie, it kind of feels like that, but it also could be, maybe an idea that you've had for your relationship, or any type of ideas that you feel like, if you said it out loud, like somebody would, even I would put like judge you for it, because that would steal your joy, you know what I mean? So anything that maybe is like judging, or feels like it could be taken away from you, or this also kind of goes to like secrets. It doesn't have to just be like innovative things. It could be something like a secret of some kind. So just like reflect on that. That's an interesting one. But think of something that maybe you haven't like shared to the world. I'm seeing a pattern, by the way, guys, about speaking your truth, speaking up, being able to communicate properly, that kind of thing. So I do feel like it falls in that category. But, that thing that maybe you're afraid that, is going to be taken away from you, or the idea is going to be stolen from you, or you're going to be, your joy be taken away because you're judged from it, or something like that. Like something, there's definitely like this underlying fear of like something being taken from you. And Spirit is asking for you to reflect on that. Okay, so I'm not going to go too much more into that because I think I'll confuse you guys more. Artistic expression. Okay, so more expression, more I almost said like speaking the truth, but more so like authentic type energy. So only responsibilities this week is making sure we perfect that expression. Yes, does it feel more creative because this says artistic? Was I getting a little bit more innovative here with the reflect? Yes, I was. So, but again, this is for the collective, so it may not resonate with all of you guys. Oh, I forgot to say this in the beginning. If it does, let me know down below. Even if it doesn't, let me know too. I always love to hear feedback, comments, and that kind of, and everything under the sun. Just be kind. That's all I ask. So this is just, the only thing that you're really, your main responsibility this week is really just to express yourself, okay? In a creative way, an artistic way, in an articulate way, just express yourself, and it's important to get things out, okay? So again, it's going to be hard because the challenge says right, okay, and that's about expressing yourself, okay? Money, finances, and you guys know I put career in here. We have fork in the road. Okay, so this is about making a decision, having different paths that you can take. So I will say this, there's a few words I don't love using, and then I end up using them. Just trying to be honest with you guys. But the word lucky is kind of coming up because it almost feels like, first of all, it feels like more than one path that people can go on. So I definitely do feel like a lot of you guys are in a crossroads in, finance, mostly career this is coming through with. But one way is going to be very financially lucrative and the other way not so much. And the other ways, because I definitely do feel like it's more than one. It's not, sometimes when we hear fork in the road, it's like, there's only two ways. It almost looks like a Y. But in my opinion, it's called fork. There's usually like four. Is there 4 pangs on a fork? Yeah, like 4. Is there 5 sometimes? Maybe. I'm not sure. I never examined a fork, even though I use one every day. But there are different avenues, is what Spirit is trying to say. So there's different ways that you can do something. One is very, very, very lucrative, okay? You guys might know what that one is already. I will say this. Since this week, we started out with the need, where it's kind of like we're doing the soul work, we're learning the lessons, we're doing the soul growth. We need to listen to what our soul really, truly needs. And so I almost want to say, obviously, guys, this is about making your own decisions. And use your intuition. And you know what intuition is? It's the voice of your soul. That's really what it is, okay? It's coming from somewhere, and that's, your soul. You can say higher self, whatever you want to say, whatever makes you feel more comfortable, or whatever resonates with you. But so make any decision that you want, but because this kind of started out from like a soul level, I'm going to say go with what your soul really, truly needs. And that might not be the thing that's the most financially lucrative, okay? And I feel like some of you guys need to hear that. Some of you guys, maybe that path will be more, maybe it's soul aligned and it's financially lucrative. That's great. Something tells me that I kind of want to say like half and half. Some of you guys out there, will be the former. Some of you guys will be the latter. But there does feel like there's a huge, I'm not going to lie, pay discrepancy in like the one thing over the other things. Okay. So I'm just throwing that out there. So it looks like we have a big decision to make for some of you guys out there. Some of you already know what decision you're making, but it definitely does feel like a lot of you guys are coming up to a crossroads of some kind. Surprise. I mean, that's kind of a surprise, right? Surprise! You can take one path that will change your life, and then the other path will keep you where you are. No, that's actually not exactly true. One path, like I said, I definitely do feel like more abundance than the other path. But doesn't mean that you won't grow more with the other paths, like that kind of thing. But again, it does have to do with like money and finances. But surprise, mirror guardian, take time to reflect. Okay, so we're going to be reflecting a lot more than we have anticipated this week. It's not like a take a break kind of card, even though we do kind of have that stag card where it's like, okay, We need to trust. So that's like moving into our feminine energy from the masculine energy. Still doesn't feel like, I will say, guys, it does feel like it's like a busy week. I'm definitely getting that feeling. I don't know if it fits in any card in particular, but I haven't seen any time to nap cards, any, take a break cards, anything like that. Like I said, this would be the closest, but there's still some masculine energy coming from that stag. So I'm going to say not so much. So it's definitely going to be a week that's keeping us on our toes. I'll put it that way. But if there's any type of break, it would say time more to reflect. But this just feels like, again, reflecting on what we're afraid is going to be taken from us, what is going to be stolen from us, what is, what are we going to lose, like that kind of thing. So, going back to this card here with that thief card in the upright. So don't mean to confuse you guys even more, but really this is coming through because I think it's going to be a big part of the week where we're going to kind of reflect on that a lot more than we really anticipate. And you know what, I will say this, it feels like it's going to weave itself into every different area of your life. So I think that's what's part of the surprise, is that you always reflect back to this one thing. I'll just say that I won't give an example because I think it'll be more confusing and I can't think of it off the top of my head. But I will trust that you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, we have friends. We have Midas, Miser. Let me read it. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold. Delight in sharing life's riches. This is what I'm talking about, guys. See, I feel this... So to me, this means, not being frugal, not being cheap, like sharing the wealth, sharing life's riches, sharing the abundance. And so I definitely do feel like you guys are sharing that with the people that are closest to you. But again, I definitely do feel like there is this, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, it says entrepreneurial or creative ability. I'm just going to throw it out here. And guys, please, I love the comments. If this ends up resonating with you, please let me know, because this is kind of like a weird energy that's kind of coming through. It's just like, and I think I've been doing these weeklies on YouTube I've been doing weeklies for years, but on YouTube, I think I've been doing it for probably, I don't know, 8 months or so or something like that. And I've never gotten this energy so potent before, but there's a lot of creative energy coming through, like a lot of artistic, innovative, creative energy coming through. Okay. And this has something to do with, like, I almost want to say, like, a good example for this with this Miser Midas card is like, you get a bonus at work or something like that, and you take all your friends out to dinner, or somebody wants to pick up your business idea and they give you an investment, and so you're all of a sudden like you're like up, like you're doing really well. Like, I definitely will say this. So it's like you guys are doing really, really well, and you want to share it with the people around you. But I can't help but shake. It almost feels like you bringing an idea into the world in some type of way. I will say this is, so a lot of people that actually watch me are entrepreneurial or have their own like pursuits or do freelance, or, because a lot of people here that come find me on my channel are empaths or sensitive people, and they tend to do more solo work. Not everybody, but they are artists, they are creators of some type. So I will say this, it definitely feels like it's a really good week. Like it's because this card is really getting like celebrating your wins with your friends, with the people around you. And so, yeah, I can't help shake the feeling, so I have to say it. So, I mean, amazing is all I have to say. Let me see what the romantic connections have going on here. Yoga. Okay, so remember I said there wasn't really any cards where it kind of like, says take a break, relax kind of deal. All right, so we got one, and we have that romantic connection. But I don't necessarily, I mean, it's kind of like the way that I'm interpreting it is yoga is about taking a breath, being present. There's not much that you can do. Yeah, I guess it's about trust too. Not so much this, the stag card, obviously more so. But with this yoga card, it just feels like a slowing down, making sure you're taking care of yourself. So because it's under romantic connection, taking care of each other, that kind of thing. If you're single, take care of yourself, take a breather. Doesn't necessarily mean take a break though, because again, I'm not getting any cards here that are like that. But if I had to categorize something as slowing down, it would be in a romantic connection. So what I could also say here too is taking it, if people are single but dating, take it slow as well. Okay, so what's important? All that glitters. Okay, so this is really about, sometimes it's about the grass being greener on the other side. Sometimes it's about seeing shiny objects, seeing things, that light you up. Sometimes it's about putting people on pedestals. What I'm definitely getting here is that going after the prize, going after what glitters. And that's, I think, was last time too. And it's not like, I'm not getting it in a shadow way. And a shadow way would be, at least to me, this is how I'm interpreting it and how it feels, is like shiny object syndrome. I'm sure you've all heard that term. That term is about not being able to get things done because you see a shiny object and you go for the shiny object. Then you see another shiny object and then you go for the shiny object. And you never really finish things up. That's not what this is about. This is about seeing things that look like gold to you and going for that. Could be an idea. Definitely could be an idea. Again, there's something here with the reflecting as well. I do feel like they're like crossing wires here. But it's important that you pay attention to the things that light you up and, where your attention is drawn to. And what's new and what's innovative is also is something that's important. So I'll just put it out there. So Spirit is just coming through and saying, hey, this is really important. So, okay, health and wellness. We have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Amazing. This makes sense because, like I said in the very beginning, we're starting to really trust that everything that we've been through, that's regarding what our soul has had to come through. And I should probably say this, and I probably should have said it in the beginning when I pulled these cards originally. That's what we're here for, right? We're here to learn. If you think about it from a bigger scale, you look at the big picture. Why is your soul here on this planet right now, on planet Earth? And it's because we're here to learn and we're here to grow. We're here to learn our lessons. We're here to, for soul growth. And so it makes sense that came through because there's the spiritual aspect, obviously, of this that really needs attention this week, and that is really going to connect for us. I haven't said this in a while, but sometimes it's like connect the dots. No, not sometimes. We always have to live life forward, but we don't really understand it. But we understand it backwards. Okay. Wow, I got it right. Okay. I thought I was going to butcher that, but it's true. Okay. And so Spirit is actually looking for us to look at that. Okay. And put the pieces together and connect the dots. So that's what it's really saying about health and wellness. And it's going to be good for our wellness in general, for spiritual health, most likely. So I will say this, I definitely do feel like our spiritual health is really great this week, which is amazing. Okay, and then overall outcome. What do we have to say here, guys? Don Juan spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Okay, super attractive right now, guys. I knew it. This is a really great week, guys. I don't just say it. I got a little scared up there for a second because, the fates is kind of like, let's be honest, guys, the lessons that we learn in this life are extremely hard, okay? But this is kind of saying like the worst of it is kind of over. Now we're just like really connecting the dots about why it happened to us. What is it teaching me? Like, what has it taught me? Like that kind of thing. So at first I was like, this could go a different way, but that's the feeling I'm getting, which is good. But yeah, so back to the Don Juan, this is about being attractive. So And honestly, nothing to me, too, if you want to bring it down to a more grounded level, that to me feels like awareness. Like you understand why something happened to you that makes you more aware. You understand why that relationship didn't work out. You understand why you had to go through this health journey. It's making you more. That second one was my example. If it wasn't obvious, but so it makes you more aware. It helps you evolve your emotional intelligence too, like, so anyway, all of that stuff makes you more attractive. Is you're more in control. You feel like you're more in control of your destiny, quote unquote destiny. So you're very attractive this week. Okay, a lot of people are going to gravitate towards you. It's a big week for friends, like I said, like you're sharing your wealth. For some of you guys, maybe it can be your friends are sharing their wealth too, but I definitely do feel lots of social energy there in general, whether it's, I feel like it's mostly us to, like, it feels like we're doing it to somebody, like we're sharing our wealth, our success, like that kind of thing. That's the second time success has actually come up out of my mouth out of this reading, and I usually don't. Wow, guys, I just sneezed. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. All right, anyway, I don't want to keep talking because I think you guys understand this, but really overall outcome, you guys are super attractive this week. Life seems super attractive. It looks really good, I have to say. It looks really, really good. What can I sum up for you guys? The Thief card is very interesting to me. Definitely doing a lot of reflecting on that. We're going to have a little bit of issues of allowing things to trust or unfold the way that we need them to be. So our willpower is definitely going to be tested a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of issues there. And then, of course, challenges in expressing ourselves in an authentic way, in an honest way, in a transparent way. Communicating clearly, expressing ourselves, that kind of thing. But it doesn't feel like anything super detrimental, so I love it. And again, the change is more balanced into our lives, so I just love it. I mean, positive, positive, positive. You guys know I tell you the truth if I see things that aren't great, but what a freaking wonderful week. And I hope you guys enjoy the week. And again, please let me know down below if it resonates with you, how you connect the dots with the reading. That's a good way to put it, right? And then I'll just see you guys next week, okay? Have a blessed and wonderful, wonderful week, guys. See you later.